he doesn't voluntarily step down and the governor has to go forward? How do you see that playing out?
It operates similar to the articles of impeachment process that we see in the federal government. So essentially what he would do is prepare sort of removal grounds, typically rooted in misconduct or neglect of office, and then the charges are brought for public hearing to the Legislative Council. And they hold a full public hearing, and they take evidence, they take testimony, and then they vote.
Let me ask you this, though. Let me ask you this. If you've got murder charges pending against you, do you have a right to, like, have it delayed because you don't want to incriminate yourself? Like, usually, like, when there's a civil litigation and there's a criminal case, all the civil stuff just sits and waits until the criminal case. But here, they're so intertwined.
Well, the Fifth Amendment privilege against self-incrimination attaches also at administrative hearings such as this, or legislative hearings. They're not limited to judicial proceedings. So if he is subpoenaed to testify at his own sort of impeachment trial, if you will, and he takes the Fifth, he can certainly do that. And they're going to have to prove the misconduct or the removal grounds with other evidence. And I'm sure they have it. You know, all they have to do, and by the way, the rules of evidence are much more relaxed at these types of hearings because the evidence code does not apply. It's basically an administrative proceeding. So a lot of hearsay is allowed in, evidence that doesn't really have the true foundation or authentication that we would have to set forth in a judicial proceeding is not required. So they would absolutely be able to prove it up. Well, let's go with that question you had about, let's assume he does get indicted. You know, you cannot use the criminal justice process as a tool to remove elected officials. He would have to be convicted and sent to prison because obviously he cannot serve the people from behind bars.